So 10, 11, and 12, when I'm factoring these ones by grouping, normally I like to either put them in descending order or at least start with the one with the highest exponent. Not that you always have to do that, but it gives you a way to figure out, well, where in the heck should I start? Because I could start here, but it's not necessarily going to work. If I start with the 2w squared, and I group it with the one that has the most in common with it, then it always works out pretty nice. So in this case, I would probably group that with the minus 12w, just because out of those three terms that are left, that would probably be the one that has the most in common with 2w squared. Out of those two terms, I can factor out a 2w. So 2w squared divided by 2w leaves me a w, and negative 12w divided by 2w leaves me negative 6. When I'm looking at my other two terms, since I want the w first in my parentheses, I'm going to put the term with the w first when I write them down. So I have the plus wy and the minus 6y. Again, I look at that and say, okay, I want my signs to stay the same, so I'm going to take out a positive y instead of a negative y. So I'm going to take out the plus y, which leaves me the w minus 6. And now what's in my parentheses is exactly the same thing, which is what I want. And so w minus 6 times 2w plus y is going to be my answer. So number 11, if I'm going to factor that, I'm going to start with the 4u squared. And what one should I group with the 4u squared? The positive 20u would be my best choice. And out of those two terms, I can take out 4u, which is going to leave me u plus 5. So looking at my other two terms, I want the one with the u first. So minus uv and the minus 5v. In order to end up with u plus 5, I would need to divide out a negative v, because I want my signs to change, so I need to take that negative out. Negative divided by a negative gives me a positive u. Negative divided by a negative gives me a positive 5, so that those two things match up. And so my common factor, u plus 5, my other factor, the 4u minus v. There's probably other arrangements you could put it in and it would work out right, but I found this way, it seems to work out right every time. So that's why I do it that way. So number 12, my first term I'm going to start with is the 2u squared, since that one has the highest exponent. And which one should I group with it? Negative 14u. And I can divide what out of both of those? 2u. If I divide by 2u, I would get u minus 7. So on my other two terms, I'm going to put the minus 14u. What in the heck did they do with this one on me? That's not going to factor. Was that supposed to be a y and I just can't read? Oh, minus 14u and u. Oh, that's what, I'm losing my mind. Just yell at me. Okay, I want the uy minus the 7y. How about that? So I have the other two terms that I haven't used first. Out of those two terms, I'm going to take out a y, and it's going to be a positive y because I don't want my signs to change. I take out the y, now I end up with u minus 7. So my answer is going to be u minus 7 times 2u plus y.